thing to say is if you've got a mobility issue that slows you down, say you're on sticks, or let's say you're deaf, or you have hard of hearing, and you could have both. In the old system, good or bad as it was, you would wait until the light said safe. Then you would embark on your journey, knowing that you've got a good chance of getting across, and that you weren't having a train coming at you. Now, whether there's a train coming or not, the risk is just the same for you. You go through the same manoeuvres. You haven't got the sight line, you haven't got the signals from the sound if you're blind, you know, whatever your predicament is, you're taking the same risk whether there's a train coming or not.
Right, there are two quite separate issues here, and they need to be answered, don't they? David,
I wonder if I could get a clear view.
what do people think they are less safe with a gate than with no gate?
Well,
I find that very, very difficult, actually, because having heard about the history of the crossing and the fact that there was failures of the lights, I can't believe that an open crossing where somebody can just cycle down the hill is a safer situation than one with a gate. Surely a gate, by definition, has to be safer.
The offset floating down. Nobody ever straight.
I mean, not even when it was a proper railway.
But the issue with the lights, if the lights weren't working, people had no idea whether it was safe or not to cross.
No, but they don't.
Yeah, what's the difference? No difference whatsoever.
Yeah, but you've got little ones, children.
Yeah, but what about if one of these children was to open the gate itself and couldn't actually pull it right open?
It falls back on you.
Well, you can stack it on anyway, can't you? On any gate.
Exactly.
But it does give a barrier for the railway.
It's not safe.
Well, I think
Health and safety is the most important thing here.
Yeah, David, I've created an entirely new hazard.
I think we need. You've had an hour and a half.
John,
there's a man here who wants to make a point. Pete?
Well, we're trying to remove one hazard.
Yes.
But in doing so, what we've done is created an even greater hazard, I think.
You divided the village, or town. Completely divided us. I can't come from that side of the village.
It's okay saying that
unless somebody comes with me. I can't go down to the doctors unless I come in a taxi.
Because you can't open the gate.
I can't open the gate.
Right. My mum comes down early and sits in the cold hoping that somebody will come down and open the gate for her. Somebody opened the gate, she went through thinking they're with her, they walked on up Govier's Lane, so she's stuck on the railway crossing and can't get through the other side. Yeah. And you're saying those gates are there for health and safety?
It was all right.
That was a very safe procedure then, wasn't it?
When the kids are about, you're fine. The kids will all help you.
Isn't it the case, and I'll ask you as the inspector, that the only way to establish whether this would have been a safe thing to do or not would be to do a risk assessment, which would take into account all the different users of the crossing? Wouldn't that be the only way you could stand there and say with confidence, rather than generically gates are safer? If you could say, we've done a risk assessment, we've looked at all the population of users, the frequency of use, the speed of the train, the noise of the train, all of the conditions we've spoken about, and on that basis we judge this to be the best decision.
It's either that or keep the gates or I can watch it, where somebody comes and closes the gates and opens, in Willerton I mean, they open and shut the gates when the train's
Yeah, if safety is the main concern, man the gates.
Oh, absolutely, that is by far the safest.
Yeah. Does in Willerton?
Or the Silverstream system that locks, that's open all the time and then closes and stays closed while the train passes. Now we're talking about safety and access.
So on the crossing when they shut as well.
Can I just in turn
come back to that? And
there's a gentleman here.
You've made a good point. But
excuse me. There's a gentleman here, and then John, and then our civil engineer John Jenkins. In that order, please. And we'll speak one at a time. Then we can all hear what everyone's got to say. Thank you, sir.
My position, personal position, is you can see my hands. There's nothing that I can grab hold of on the gate. And the very first time I used it, I had to lean forward on my scooter, trying to pull the gate out, and then it didn't give me time to get through, and it came back on my arm, and a huge big bruise all my way up the arm. There's nothing for me to grip hold of.
Can I ask, because you represent an important group of users here, can you cope with the kind of grab handles that are on the doors of disabled people's lavatories and other accessible doors? Do you cope with those?
Well, if it's just on an ordinary door,
yes.
But these gates,
they're too heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're too heavy, and they came close. They closed up in too short a time. It didn't give me time to get through.
My mum's got a hood on her buggy, and she can't even get her hands out of the hood, even to grab hold of a handle if there was one.
Thank you for that. This gentleman, and then John, did you?
I don't need to.
I just want to make a point, come back to you. The ORAIB own report on Outland says there is no evidence to show gates are intrinsically safe. And no gates, and the only way to do it is the qualified risk assessment.
And your turn?
Can I just turn around and say about the lights? Surely the amount of cost that has been incurred to the railway since installing the gates, having all the dampers replaced, and obviously for the tamper, where they've been tampered, to have all that replaced has probably cost the railway more in the time that those gates have been there as to the time that those lights have been there, and there hadn't been an accident since 1923, and now it's taken the railway all this time to notice that there is something wrong with those gates, and it has to come at someone losing their life, which I feel is totally despicable and totally outrageous, that the railway can just think, oh yeah, we'll put gates up, that's going to be safe. It's not safe. People don't know when trains are coming. They don't know. There's nothing there to tell them when a train is coming. Nothing at all. So it's not safe. Whether you've got gates there or not. With the lights, they were safe because people see red and green.
Even the damp.
And although you say they weren't tamper-proof, they could have been made tamper-proof, and they could have kept the whole of West Somerset Railway and the people of Watchet in their town and happy. Because at the moment, what West Somerset Railway have done is kept this side of Watchet away from the town, what they love. And not only that, West Somerset Railway have actually stopped the people that get on this train that want to come and visit Watchet. They're actually stopping them from actually going through down to the town. So in all, what you're doing is you're not only just kicking the people in the teeth that are travelling on your train, you're kicking all the businesses that are down in the town, because no one can get down there and see it. And it will be passed on and passed on and passed on from train to train to train. Don't get off at Watchet. You can't get through the gates to go down to town. There's no point getting on the train to go there. And then everybody is going to lose out. So your safety issue is second to none, really, because we've lost someone's life. And they were opening the gates, which belong to the railway.